Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush, green village in West Africa, lived a young woman named Amina. Known throughout the village for her kindness and her radiant smile, Amina had a special place in the hearts of everyone she met. She was married to Quaim, a gentle and loving man, and together they built a modest but happy life in a small, cozy hut surrounded by flowering plants and towering trees. Their happiness, however, was fleeting. Quaim fell gravely ill one rainy season, his health deteriorating rapidly despite Amina's tireless care. The village healer, an elderly woman named Nana Ya, tried her best to help, but Quaim's condition worsened. One evening, as the sun set in a sky of brilliant oranges and purples, Quaim took his last breath. The entire village mourned his passing, and Amina was left alone with her grief. A week after Quaim's funeral, Amina was visited by her in-laws. They were a stern and traditional family, and though they had shown some sympathy at first, their true intentions soon became clear. They told Amina that, according to their customs, a widow like her was no longer welcome in their home. Without children to keep her place in the family, she was expected to leave. Heartbroken and confused, Amina packed her few belongings into a small bundle. She walked away from the home she had shared with Quaim, her heart heavy with sadness. She wandered through the village, but nowhere felt like home. Her steps led her to the edge of the forest, a place she had only visited occasionally. The forest was dense and filled with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves. It was both beautiful and intimidating. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows over the forest floor, Amina stumbled upon a small, secluded hut. Smoke curled from its chimney, and the smell of cooking herbs filled the air. Amina hesitated but then knocked gently on the door. An elderly woman with kind eyes and a warm smile answered. This was Nana Ya, known for her wisdom and healing abilities. She invited Amina inside, where the interior was filled with the scents of various herbs and the soft glow of lanterns. Nana Ya listened to Amina's story with great empathy. The path you walk now is not the one you planned, Nana Ya said softly. But sometimes, the hardest paths lead us to our true selves. Amina stayed with Nana Ya, and in return for her hospitality, she helped with the chores and learned about the forest's healing herbs. Nana Ya taught her how to use the plants for various ailments, how to prepare remedies, and how to connect with the spirit of the land. Each day, Amina grew more skilled and found a sense of peace in her new life. Months passed, and Amina's healing abilities became well known. Villagers began to seek her out for help, and she treated them with the knowledge and compassion she had learned from Nana Ya. Her reputation grew, and she started to gain the respect and admiration of those around her. The once heartbroken widow now had a purpose and a place where she felt truly valued. One day, the village was struck by a sudden and mysterious illness. People fell ill with fevers and rashes, and the village healer, who was older and frailer, was overwhelmed. Desperate, the village elders came to Amina, begging for her help. They had heard of her skill and hoped she could save them from this crisis. Amina, despite her initial hesitation, agreed to help. She worked day and night, using her knowledge of herbs and her newfound skills to treat the afflicted. She prepared poultices, brewed soothing teas, and provided comfort to the sick. Slowly but surely, the villagers began to recover. The village elders, witnessing Amina's dedication and the positive results of her work, were deeply moved. They realized how wrong they had been to cast her out and sought to make amends. They offered Amina a place of honor in the village, acknowledging her contributions and the strength she had shown. Amina, however, chose to stay with Nana Ya. She had found a new family in the forest, and her work there was fulfilling in ways she had never imagined. She continued to help the villagers, bridging the gap between the forest and the village, bringing healing and hope wherever she went. Years later, Amina became a legend in her own right. Her story was told around fires and in the fields, a tale of resilience and self-discovery. People spoke of her with admiration, remembering how she had turned her grief into a source of strength and how she had found her own path in a world that had once seemed so dark. And so, Amina's legacy lived on, a reminder that even when we are cast out and left to wander, we can find our own way, discover our true strength, and create a new place for ourselves. The forest and the village thrived together, forever changed by the courage and compassion of a young woman who found her way through the darkest of times.